To add a second camera to your sequencer, you're simply going to click on the Create a New Camera icon. Now you can see in the cinematic viewport that if I scrub forward, my first animation for my first camera is playing. Now I'm going to start my animation for my second camera at the same location that my first camera ends the animation. Some people overlap the movement. They say it gives them a little bit better transition. So you can try that methodology as well. Cinematic camera 2, in this case it's 10, it's activated because the icon is highlighted. So let's go ahead down here, and we're going to, in the transform track, you're going to place your first keyframe. Notice that you're able to drive your camera to that location. Start from this angle and go ahead and plot that keyframe. I'm going to find another location on my time slider, go all the way to the end with this one, and I'm going to track sideways with my camera and rotate slightly at the same time, still staying fairly low. So I can go ahead and capture the movement, camera animation indicated on my storyboards. Go ahead and give yourself another keyframe. Now you should be able to see the movement from first frame of animation to the second location for my camera. Now notice in the cinematic camera window that that second camera is not playing yet. It needs to be loaded into the switcher. So I'm going to come right up here, place my slider, align that with the keyframes where my transition will take place, and now in this track, go ahead and click on this icon so that you can see in your cinematic viewport what's actually playing at this location. Though we want to click on camera and load that second camera into that location. Now I've noticed here that it updates the first camera as well with that new camera, so I'm going to go back and reload that and just delete this extra piece. If you move this out, you can see that that's my first camera. For some reason that wants to overwrite. And this is my second one. I don't need this second piece, so I'm going to select it and delete on the keyboard. Now I can go ahead and hover over the right side of my cinematic strip here. Click and drag that over to meet the transition for my second camera. Now if I play that, I can see my first camera and my second camera animation playing consecutively. You can continue to add camera positions and cuts just like what's been demonstrated. If you'd like, you can use the first camera for the third location, and if you're switching back and forth, placing the second camera and the first camera while you are playing the other camera, then you should only need about 2 cameras in your entire cutscene or sequencer. Alright, moving on to the integration of your character animations. We'll cut here for our first video, and then we'll come back with the integration of our characters. Thank you for joining me.